In an ancient land far across the sea, there lies a forest full of old magic. The people who live nearby regard it with fear and awe. Light and dark dance together in this place. Long ago, a young woman of fortunate upbringing was lost. She was lost because she could not see what she wanted in this life. Every day she would wander the forest and think and wonder and hope that the answer would come. She was on one such wandering when it happened. The girl had been singing to herself and watching the fairies flitter about, attracted by the sound. There was a small crackling as she stepped on something. She looked down. It was a seed pod, which started hissing and fizzling. The girl stepped back in shock. Dark energy coiled from it and a rotten smell filled the air. "How dare you?" seethed her face, which had appeared so quickly in front of the girl that she let out a cry. "I'm so sorry, please forgive me," she choked. The spirits and humans of this land had always gotten by with the balance of dark and light. Not all spirits were bad, just as not all humans were good. The girl knew that this spirit was bad. "You nearly destroyed my home. You shall live out your vacuous error for the rest of your days." There was a dark burst of magic, and the girl lost consciousness. What? Bark and leaves encased her. She tried to rip them away, but her movements were sluggish, as if her limbs were not hers any more. The girl's breath came faster and faster. "What's happening to me?" Dark vines twined around her newly acquired branches. Soon the girl was encased in a full-grown tree, a living statue, completely trapped. A squirrel skittered down a tree and looked inquisitively at the girl. "Hello," the girl said. She then tried to ask for help, but couldn't seem to get the words out. She realized that it must be part of the spirit's curse. "Someone will find me soon," she said to herself, watching the squirrel move away. For days she stood there, quite literally rooted to the spot. Being a tree, she didn't have pangs of hunger or thirst, just immense frustration and loneliness. But she kept hoping. She found that she could talk to passerby, who were mostly animals, but none realized her predicament. "What are you doing?" The girl looked for the sudden speaker. A large gray fish had stuck its head out of the brook nearby and was watching the girl. "Crying." "Clearly. I mean, what are you doing here? I've never seen you around." Her throat started to close up again. "I'm waiting," she managed. "For what?" "For someone." "Well, it's obvious they're not coming. You should stop." "But I need them." "For what?" "To help me." The girl stared at the ground. The fish made a movement that was the human equivalent of rolling eyes. "You're dumb. You're gonna die waiting. Help yourself." The fish slid back into the water and was gone. The girl was in shock for a moment, having just finished a conversation with the rudest fish she had ever met. However, she analyzed his words and found that he was right. She was in a dense part of the forest. Nobody was coming. She couldn't tell anyone, but she could try to find help another way. A bug landed on a leaf and she stared at it. It reminded her of the balance of the forest. Light and dark. The girl started to sing. She sang and smiled when fairies started flocking to her. Their warm and happy glow filled the evening air, and the bark encasing her also started to glow. More and more fairies caused the bark to grow uncomfortably warm, and just when she couldn't stand it anymore, there was some crackling and the tree split apart. The girl stepped out of the remains. She thanked the fairies and started on the walk home.